In a dark and gloomy village, there was a woman who looked at her husband with hatred and plotted to cast spells on him. Her eyes gleamed with malice, for her heart was filled with wicked intent. This woman was an ordinary inhabitant of the village, but her thoughts were far from ordinary. The woman desired to harm her husband and have her child, who was not of his blood, killed. With this goal in mind, she went to the house of the oldest and wisest sorcerer in the village. As she approached the door of the house, it swung open. The weather suddenly turned foul. Thunder rumbled and lightning struck. However, her determination could not be swayed. She entered the sorcerer's abode, embarking on a path of no return. The sorcerer's dwelling resembled a dark and foul-smelling cave. Its walls bore mysterious symbols of magic written on a piece of leather. These symbols carried the traces of dark spells cast in the past, offering clues to the cursed history of the village. On the floor, bugs and scorpions crawled. The woman was afraid, but she did everything in her power not to show it. She knelt before the sorcerer and removed her clothes. The sorcerer began to beat her, and then himself with a thorny staff. It was a savage ritual, but their goals were nearly accomplished. With ingredients gathered from around her, the woman applied the blood from herself and the sorcerer onto a dagger. The spell began to slowly take hold of the woman's husband. The woman's aim was to make her husband loyal to her and to have her child, who was not of his blood, killed. However, there was something the sorcerer did not tell her. The sorcerer fulfilled the woman's dark desire. However, this action led to the village being cursed and her husband hating her. Malevolent spirits slaughtered all the inhabitants of the village and trapped it in darkness. Centuries later, archaeologists discovered this cursed village and set up camp to conduct research. However, as the night progressed, the evil spirits in the village still reigned, warning them to leave the village. Ignoring these warnings, the archaeologists were nearing an inevitable end. While conducting research, the archaeologists found a dagger near the sorcerer's house. The dagger was stained with blood and bore the traces of a dark history. Finding this dagger further angered the evil spirits, and they now haunted the archaeologist team. For the archaeologist team, sleeping at night became almost impossible. The evil spirits harassed the women in the team and tried to imprison the souls of the men. The archaeologist team realized the truth too late. One of them managed to read the magical signs hanging on the wall. The signs revealed what the dagger was used for, and they realized they were part of this story. It was now impossible to leave the village. The cruel and merciless spirits hunted down and trapped each member of the team in darkness. The curse of the village was the result of dark deeds and malicious spells cast in the past. The village now remained a place cursed and inhabited by malevolent spirits, and no one dared to enter that dark realm anymore.